What's happening, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I hope that you're having a wonderful day out there. Today we are going to listen to some Paramore. Funnily enough, even though they were definitely within my musical generation and like definitely alongside of bands I was kind of listening to at the time, I actually never really got into them at all. So I figured today we're going to rectify that, and we're going to listen to this song, The Only Exception. This is off of their third studio album, Brand New Eyes, which was released in 2009. So like I said, they've always been in a circle of bands I would listen to, and growing up all my friends listened to Paramore and bands like that. But yeah, like I said, I just never got into them. I pretty much went from a Linkin Park and nu metal phase straight into, like, I don't know, progressive rock, progressive metal kind of phase. I kind of skipped a lot of things. So funnily enough, my wife and I were in the car going to like a festival, and my wife heard some pop punk music and she was like, I forgot I really like this type of music. And so we were listening to music and one of Paramore's songs came up and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about them. So funnily enough though, with Paramore, I don't know really anything from their, like, I guess punk phase or pop punk phase or whatever you want to call it. But I know After Laughter, and After Laughter is one of my favorite albums. I know that it's completely different from what they were doing before, but I just think that that's a really cool album. So anyways, we're going to listen to this track. You've heard enough of me blabbing. Let's go and talk about it after The Only Exception. Here we go.
Curse at the wind. He broke his own heart and I watched as he tried to reassemble it. And my mama swore that she would never let herself forget. And that was the day that I promised I'd never sing of love if it does not exist. But darling, you are the only exception. 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 Maybe I know somewhere deep in my soul that love never lasts, and we've got to find other ways to make it alone or keep a straight face. And I've always lived like this, keeping a comfortable distance. Up until now I had sworn to myself that I'm content with loneliness, because none of it was ever worth the risk. Well, you are the only exception. exception. You are the only 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 exception. And I'm on my way to believing. Oh, and I'm on my way to believing.
Okay, that was definitely the poppy ballad song on the album. When I clicked Paramore, and like I was expecting like one of their heavier songs, I guess like Misery Business, I know that one. I was expecting something like of that speed. I was looking for that kind of pop punk aggression. This is completely different side. It's still okay. It's just not exactly what I was expecting. But it's still beautifully sung, beautifully delivered. I like the moment the music comes. It's in fully, of course, in that 3/4 of the way through moments. The drums come in a big and yet unexpected way. Becomes, even as they're big on the toms in that moment, it's still a little bit subdued. It's not just ba da 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 big snare, ba da 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 cha. No, it's played kind of gently, more so on the toms, which I really liked. I like the kind of, I'm assuming a little bit of piano that came in as well, just to give a little bit of a sparkling light to that particular moment. Haley sounds great as always. She sounds great in her more punky, outfit, but here in something more subdued. Like I said, more quiet. She sounds wonderful as well. But you still hear a little bit of that nuance in the back, which I really enjoy. But yeah, this song, it's pretty straightforward. This is something I'd easily hear on the radio. Being played. I'll say that like it's nothing exceptional, especially compared to what I've heard other songs from them, but it's nice enough. I do wish that I had give me another song from them. Give me something, you guys know what I'm expecting. Give me like something more aggressive, you know what I mean? Like, because they sound really good in that particular field. When I was younger, I saw my daddy cry and curse out the wind. He broke his own heart, and I watched as he tried to reassemble it. And my mama swore that she would never let herself forget, and that was the day I promised I'd never sing of love if it does not exist. But then you get into the chorus, but darling, you are the only exception, you are the only exception. So I wasn't going to sing about love, but for this one time, for this one person, that's for you. Maybe I know somewhere deep in my soul that love never lasts, and we've got to find other ways to make it alone or keep a straight face. And I've always lived like this, keeping a comfortable distance. And up until now, I had sworn to myself that I'm content with loneliness because none of it was ever worth the risk. Of course, alienating herself and isolating herself, not wanting the risk of falling for someone in case that doesn't work out. But better to have loved and lost than never loved at all, right? I've got a tight grip on reality, but I can't let go of what's in front of me. I know you're leaving in the morning when you wake up. Leave me with some kind of proof. It's not a dream. You're the only exception, and I'm on my way to believing. So this one person made her close the gap, get involved, and even though they're not going to be there later on, she still wants a hint and a souvenir, I guess you could say, of what that relationship was. Let's see. Looking at this track, it's the third single from the band. It was the most successful single from this particular album, having topped the UK rock chart and peaking number 13 and number 17 in New Zealand and Australia. And the single has become the band's third of 5 top 40 hits to date. Obviously, there's a lot of background on a lot of stuff here on it, but either way, really good song. Not exactly what I was expecting, but I'll take it nonetheless. Let me know what you guys thought of it in the comments down below. You can follow me over on Twitter, support the channel, what I do on Patreon. Thank you so much for being here. Come back tomorrow, and I will see you all then. Bye, guys.